Hi everyone, it's Perma Egg Jules here, and we are delighted to say that today's video is brought to you in partnership with Manscaped. But you know what? We're going to have more about that later in the video. Everyone loves a video game hero, right? No matter how big or small their quest for justice is, it's always fun to strap on the armor of righteousness and barrel out into the world looking to smash evil in its big, ugly mug. Especially if it comes with the subtext of, oh, and also I'm in the right here. However, it turns out that there is another facet of video games that we as the paying public love even more than that, and that's a good old video game villain. After all, sometimes our unfolding saga is only as good as the opposition that we face, and the more conniving, mean, and sometimes hilarious that enemy is, the more invested we become in trying to take them down. Yet, you know what? Turns out that down the back of the sofa is another twist that can make this concept even better, and that's when a video game hero suffers a fall from grace and becomes an almighty video game villain. So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 7 video game heroes who made better villains. Number 7, Alex Mercer, Prototype 2. Oh, Alex, you silly sausage, what are you like, eh? I get that you're technically from the anti-hero Argos catalogue rather than the out-and-out goody two-shoes variety, but you almost had the crowd won over thanks to your, yes, I am an arsehole, but watch me take down a bigger arsehole gimmick. We could have parted ways with you sitting in that lovely moral grey area, in which some of the all-time greats exist, but no, you had to try and one-up the disaster piece that ran rampant throughout the first game and give yourself over to the blacklight virus. From here it was all doom, gloom, and killing wives and kids, the latter of which drew considerable ire from both the community and the protagonist of the second game, James Heller. Now, to be fair to Mercer, he did actually have some reason for turning his back on humanity, mainly because everyone else that he'd met up until that point had tried to stab him in his own. This gave rise to his villainous desire to rid the world of humankind and begin anew with a new race of underlings, and in turn actually gave him quite a lot of purpose, seeing as he was languishing a lot come the end of the first game. Now, I'm not saying that his choice of career path was a good one, but hell if he didn't seem a lot more committed to this villainous role. Number 6, Superman, Injustice, and Suicide Squad. Now, let it be known, I'm not in the camp of calling Superman a boring hero just because he's pretty much the definition of a straight-laced superhero. However, I do have a bit of a chip on my shoulder when it comes to just how well-equipped he is for any given situation. There never really seems to be much to worry about, even when Supes appears to be getting his ass handed to him, as the big blue Boy Scout always has a power or special move up his sleeve to whip out just when he needs it. And in some instances, like his races with the Flash or fights with Batman, things can get a bit insulting when it's revealed that he was just taking it easy on the both of them, or some other silly bollocks. He's just too good sometimes, which makes it all the better when he goes out and out evil. The Injustice video games paint the picture of a truly threatening Superman, a showcase of power that is utterly disgusting at times, and watching him murder former allies or destroy those who challenge him is pretty shocking. Yet that's what makes the likes of Homelander so compelling in The Boys, that you are looking at a being of such raw power that you can only hope that you're not in his bad books. That imbalance of power creates epic villains, so is it any wonder that gamers adore the idea of being able to beat 7 bells out of Superman at any given opportunity? Well, here's hoping the new Suicide Squad game lives up to this tantalizing gimmick as well. Number 5, General Shepard, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I think everyone who played the almighty Modern Warfare 2 walked away from the campaign feeling absolutely stunned by that moment where General Shepard betrays his own, blasting Ghost to pieces and then setting you on fire. This horrendous moment completely blindsided many, and it was only when we learned the truth of the General's intentions that we realized just how far he'd slipped from the very notion of heroism. In fact, all of this death and deceit stemmed from Shepard's deep-seated desire to be seen as a hero, something which was shaken to its core when he lost 30,000 soldiers thanks to a terrorist nuclear weapon attack. So Shepard set into motion a plan that would instigate a war between nations so that he, and by extension the US Army, could win the day and be seen as a global superpower to be respected and even feared. He wanted to be the victor that wrote history. In the blink of an eye, as those 30,000 souls perished, the General became the villain, as he vowed to stop at nothing until he was seen as the hero once more, plunging him further and further down that dark path. What that meant for the player, though, was one of the all-time greatest betrayals and a villain that was actually much more threatening than that of even Makarov. As here, this man, well, he was the face of the air quotes good guys. Yeesh.
Huh, I did not know that did that. Oh, sorry guys, you just caught me catching up on some Manscaped news there, which reminds me, today's video is actually sponsored by Manscaped.com. Now, as you might know, we here at WhatCulture can't get enough of Manscaped products, and we just had a new delivery in time for our New Year, New You makeovers.
Just saying, more people should play the things I recommend.
Ugh. Why does it look like a naked mole rat wearing a clown wig?
Hey buddy, nice pubes. What are you using on that?
As you can tell, there's a lot to love about Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 bundle, which I have with me right here. My favourite piece of kit of the bunch, though, is the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. I've been using this beauty all year, and let me tell you, its design is as sleek and as smooth as my downstairs now is. And that's down to the 4.0's replaceable ceramic blades with skin-safe technology and an LED light that helps you trim with confidence and see your sensitive bits with a sense of clarity that I can only describe as full HD. It's also great for beard maintenance. It comes with this excellent wireless charging dock, and there's a travel lock feature for when you're on the move. All it takes is 3 clicks and then you're good. Out of the shower, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant has you covered for clear drying downstairs moisturizing. And on the other hand, or ball I guess, the Crop Reviver Ball Toner with cooling aloe vera gives you that midday refresh. Delicious. Now, nobody warned me when I was younger just how hairy these shotgun nostrils were going to get, but the Weed Whacker ear and hair nose trimmer with skin-safe technology has all bases covered, and it means that your eyes won't. For a limited time only as well, you can get 2 free gifts with your order, including this cool shed travel bag and these anti-chafing Manscaped boxer shorts, which have honestly just changed my life. In fact, I'm actually wearing another pair right now. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Finally, sign up to the Peak Hygiene plan and you'll get refreshments of all your favorite products delivered straight to your door, hassle-free. So go to manscaped.com today for 20% off and free international shipping, of course, as well as these 2 free gifts when you use our promo code WHAT20 at the checkout. That's promo code WHAT20 when you check out. For now though, let's get back to that video.
Number 4, Siegfried, Soul Edge. Poor old Siegfried, he's had a bit of a rough ride since the Soul Calibur fighting game series has started, hasn't he? Beginning his journey as a knight looking to rid the world of a powerful evil artifact known as the Soul Edge, Siegfried travelled the world fighting evil wherever he found it, and likely shouting, "Ha ha, take that you knave," as he did, but in German obviously. Yes, he got a little more than he bargained for when he finally bested the evil pirate known as Cervantes, who was at the time the current wielder of the First Blade. Or should I say that he rocked up after the fight had taken place and attempted to loot the weapon for his own. Yeah, not as heroic that last bit, right? Well, figuring that his air quotes pure heart could withstand the temptations of power, Siegfried tried to wield the blade, but who could have foreseen that a legendary cursed blade would win out over a lad who was actually only interested in finding the weapon to pin the blame on it for his father's death. In a mere moment, all of Siegfried's anguish and anger turned him into Nightmare, the new wielder of the Soul Edge, and became pretty much bad news for anything that cast a bloody shadow. For several games, Nightmare was the de facto dickhead of the series and caused suffering wherever it went, and yet for players this was a blessing, as with its monstrously cool design, overwhelming power and rather tragic leaning, it made Nightmare a truly impressive boss to fight and gave Siegfried much more gravitas as a character than his supposed heroic first run ever did. Number 3, Handsome Jack, Borderlands 2. Okay, so it's a hard sell to convince anyone that a man who willingly imprisoned his own daughter to use her power to awaken an ancient entity so that he could purge an entire planet before turning his sights to the rest of the galaxy is a good guy, but hell if I'm not up for a challenge, because the story of Handsome Jack really does plot the journey of a man with misguided intentions leading to one of the greatest video game villains in history. Thanks to Borderlands, the pre-sequel, which is set between Borderlands 1 and 2, hence the amusingly strange naming, we get to see what led Handsome Jack down his path of utter insanity. We're told his wife was killed by accident during an encounter with a bandit who was looking to steal Jack's daughter Angel, wanting to do so because Angel was a siren who could control technology. The accident saw the bandit killed when Angel took over a turret, but the indirect fire killed her mother as well. Jack's grief at losing his wife caused him to despise bandits, and upon looking at the planet of Pandora and how they were running wild, killing and robbing every decent folk left on the planet, he decided to try, in his own words, to civilize things. Now, if he'd stopped here or actively tried to use diplomacy or other means to better the planet, we might be talking about Jack as a hero of the ages. However, his method for dealing with the bandits was a little more, death ray centric. Using Angel's power to try and create a super weapon called the Eye of Helios, Jack came very close to unleashing his anger at the planet, yet in a moment that would add Vault Hunters to his list of gotta be killed, he was scarred for life and had his mind fractured forever, thus removing what misguided heroics he had and replacing him with the stone-cold asshole that we knew, hated, and actually kind of loved. Number 2, You, Streets of Rage. Sometimes the greatest villain in all of video games is the one that is sharing the same sofa as you. This was a lesson that we learned the hard way come the end of one of the purest beat-em-up experiences going, aka the original Streets of Rage. The two-player co-op mode was something heavily touted by the title and is easily the best way to enjoy this game. However, when it came to the final stage, the devs decided to take that camaraderie and turn it into a backstabbing moment for the ages. After reaching the end of stage 8, you and your supposed friend are confronted by Mr. X. However, in a rather shocking turn, instead of stepping up to punch you into base elements, X offers you both a deal. Would you consider being my right-hand man, he queries, and all of a sudden, a bead of sweat begins to form on your brow. Can you resist the temptation? Of course not! If you don't go for it, then your friend surely will. You can't be betrayed if you're the one doing the betraying, right? What results is a tense conflict between once firm friends, with you both scrambling for the lead pipe that X throws into the ring. It might break a friendship or two in the process, but the devilishly delightful option to become the boss really is a hard offer to pass up, even if it does net you the bad ending. And number 1, KAZUYA MISHIMA, the Tekken franchise. Now, it might be hard to look at the seething mass of muscle, devil horns, and laser eyes that is KAZUYA from the Tekken franchise and say, yeah, looks like a hero to me, but yes, this was indeed the case at one point in time. Now, to be fair, the original KAZUYA that debuted in the original Tekken was far less devilly than his later portrayals, and he was actually touted as the game's main antagonist, a righteous warrior looking to destabilize the vice-like grip that his father Heihachi had on the world. Oh, and also to take revenge for the fact that his dad dropped him into a volcano when he was just 5 years old. Yeah, probably should have led with that bit. Still, this quest for vengeance was nowhere near as exciting as one might expect from a story containing this many volcanoes. And so in the sequel, it was revealed that KAZUYA was an even bigger than his pops and was now rocking the aforementioned spiky devil bits as well as a kick-ass fighting style. From here, the conflict between the Mishimas, which also came to draw in KAZUYA's own son Jin, catapulted the series into the mainstream, with each mainline entry upping the ante to the point where its sheer ridiculous melodrama became like a soap opera. But instead of throwing drinks at one another, they were chucking some serious weight behind those fists. And there we go, my friends. Those were 7 video game heroes who made better villains. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules, so you can go follow me over on Twitter at RetroJ0, or you can swing by Live and Let's Dice, where I do all of my streaming outside of work, and it'd be great to see you over there. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. Hope you're treating yourself well, my friend, with love and respect, because you deserve all the best things in life, and do not let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise, alright? You are not the villain in your own story. You are the hero, and you deserve the best things. So go out there and utterly smash it, alright? As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.